Good morning! おはようございます、皆さん。Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing on this fine Sunday morning? 素晴らしい日常の朝、皆さんいかがお過ごしでしょうか Alright, I don't need to speak Japanese. Hi guys, my name is Kamishiro Taishi. I am a professional Japanese to English translator, and today we will be going over Secret Organization Chapter 10, Volume 4, Chapter 10, I should specify. In case there's anybody new who's watching, so I was the official translator for this series on J Novel Club, so you can find the official releases for Volume 1 and 2 in the description below. And then I've been continuing the rest of the series with the author's permission. So you can find it on my website, and every week I do streams like this where we go over the next upcoming chapter, just the start of it, sort of for fun, to sort of enjoy the series together, and in case it helps anybody who's trying to learn Japanese or learn translation. I mean, not that I'm an expert or anything, but we're mostly here to have fun. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get started. So this scene, before we get started, actually, after I just said let's get started, before we get started, I want to kind of go back to the previous one, right? Because we just want to see where the previous one left off. So the previous one, this is released yesterday. I hope you enjoyed it on the chapter. We see Amaterasu making a comeback. They totally just turned the tables, right? what was the meme? They tabled the turns. I don't know. Whatever. And so now Shota is he has control, and Miyama's out of commission, and Chris has no future reading. Basically, yeah. So that's where we are, and so let's get into this. 冠城さん、一時停止。何かしら。冠城さん。Stop, please. What is it? Yes. That's probably better than the what is it. I feel like this sort of fits her character more. It's like, yes? Yeah. Instead of, what is it? Yeah, I feel like the yes is better. 冠城さんに一度時間を止めてもらい、相談タイムに入る。争奪戦イベントなのに、共闘はやめてほしい。阻止しなければ。I requested that Kaburagi-san stop the time so that we could have a discussion. To stop the time so that we could have discussion time is what I would normally say, but that's time and time, so that's not as good. We want to avoid repetition as much as possible. Or I requested Kaburagi-san activate her powers so that we could have a bit of discussion time. Discussion time. Is that a word? We are now entering the discussion time. Time for discussion. So that we could have some time. Nah, it's fine. Let's not include the word time. It's just discussion. Let's just leave discussion by itself. So that we could have a discussion. This was supposed to be a race, and yet the two sides about to join hands. We had to stop it. We couldn't have that. We couldn't very well have that. This is supposed to be a race, and yet the two sides were about to join hands. Couldn't let that happen. Kyoto は妨害したい。どうすればいい? I want to. Break up their cooperation. Can we do that? I want to break them back up. The reason being, do you 協力されたら簡単に最新部まで行っちゃうだろう。それじゃつまらん。俺も多分現地組も。If they help each other, then clearing the dungeon would be a breeze. That would be boring, both for us and for them. That'd be boring. つまらん。俺も。So here he says it'd be boring for me. But I feel like he'd be better off saying for us because he's trying to convince her, right? So he's not just boring for me, boring for us. So we need to do something about it, right? So for us and for them, 現地組もそっちも. Reason why I'm not translating this is because this is a word that's hard to translate, to be honest. It's those on site, like it sounds like a job. It sounds like a construction job. It's boring for those on site. So we're just for them. Whatever. 罠や謎解き、足湯闇くんなど設置したギミックはすべて2人1組で進むことを前提にした難易度だ。4人が力を合わせたら一気に難易度が下がる。冠城さんは不思議そうに首をかしげた。All of the gimmicks that we had set up, including the traps, the puzzles, and the mutated world shadows, were adjusted. The difficulty level of all the gimmicks that we said were adjusted. 調整 were tailored for groups of 2. Okay, we might have to go over this sentence a little bit, right? So this is a listing of all the gimmick, right? 設置した gimmicks. So the gimmicks that have been set up. And then this is a list of it, right? The traps, puzzles, mutated world shadows, right? So obviously we can't keep it in the same order in English. So we had to sort of start with the subject first. Like, what is this sentence talking about, right? This is the list. In Japanese, it just starts off right off the bat with the list. But in English, it would be better normally to start with the subject, like what you're talking about, and then you list it out to sort of like expand on the subject, expand on what you're talking about. Okay, so that's that just generally goes flows better. It reads better like this. And then after the expansion, after elaborating, then you just put a comma there and then continue the rest of the sentence. So as always, the sentence, right, is supposed to be in a way that if you erase the elaboration, it should still form a perfectly normal and grammatically correct sentence. All the gimmicks that we had set up, boom, like that, were tailored for groups of 2. Wonderful. 4人が力を合わせたら一気に難易度が下がる。All four traveled. If all four traveled together as a group, the difficulty level would decrease. Everything would be far too easy. Again, I feel like taking a sort of alternate way of saying it would again make it flow better, because again we'll be getting rid of the repetition. That's right. カブラギさんが不思議そうに首をかしげた。カブラギさん tilted her head in puzzlement. もしかして教頭パターンは予想していなかったの？ Did you not be that you had not 予想 predict? Is there a better word for this? And not anticipated, yeah. Anticipated that cooperating? eh? カブラギさんは知ってたの？ You did? もちろんよ。半年準備期間があったのよ。イベント管理は心配しなくても大丈夫。何が起きても私がリカバリーするわ。Of course I did. He had a whole 6 months to prepare after all. About the don't worry about the management. イベント管理、event management. Don't worry about managing, oops, my hands. Managing side of things. Whatever happens, I will recovery. Clearly we can't just say recovery. I'll recover it. I will salvage it. Whatever happens, I will make it work. I'll follow up no matter what happens. I have contingencies in place. Whatever happens, I'll follow up. Don't worry about the management side. Don't worry, I have everything under control. What they do, I'll manage. Don't worry, I have everything under control. No matter what they do, I'll manage it. How is that? It flows well in English now, but let me compare that back to the original text. イベント管理は心配しなくても大丈夫。So we basically went the route of not translating this word directly. イベント管理. So it's just I have everything under control. So it's not necessarily I have the event management under control. It's just I have everything under control. That's still acceptable. That's still acceptable. 何か起きても私より管理する。No matter what happens, no matter what happens, I'll take care of it. And then this, this is very impressed, very touched. Obviously that doesn't work well in English. When you're impressed, you don't say, oh. Do you? No, I don't think you do, right? Nah, it's fine. I'll just have it make go. Like that. Should be good enough. Let me zoom in a little bit more. It's a bit small on stream, huh? Just adjusting things for the stream. Oh, this is bigger. It's easier to see now, I think, probably, right? Okay, now it's really big. Now it's really in my face. Never mind. Doesn't matter. あっさり言ってのけた冠城さんが猛烈に頼もしい。絶大な安心感だ。めちゃくちゃ頼りになる。That moment, 冠城さん。With her self-assured tone. Oh, hi guys. Hi, my name and Seven Ryzen. Yeah, it's right in my face. It's right in my face. Doesn't matter. It's fine. That moment, Kaburagi-san with her self-assured tone seemed 猛烈に intensely 頼もしい trustworthy, reliable, intensely reliable. Is that a thing? Seemed incredibly reliable. I'm not a fan of this because the word seemed seems to put doubt on the sentence. It seems to shed a bit of doubt on the sentence, which is not what we want. Here the word is used in a sort of like from her appearance she seems very incredible. It's not just like she looks incredible. Not just that she looks reliable. was the very illustration. No.あっさり言ってのけた。言ってのけた。To spit out words. Spit out a bar? 冠さん 's self-assured tone gave me made me feel extremely safe. Oh boy, we're really doing loops of the sentence now, aren't we? Boy. Super reliable. Okay, why I'm stopped here is because this 3 is basically the same thing, right? It's basically 3 ways of saying the same thing. 猛烈に頼もしい. So she is incredibly reliable. 絶大な安心感. Incredibly big sense of reliability or safety, you know. 安心感. Sense of security. There we go. And then めちゃくちゃ頼りになる. Super reliable. Nah, it doesn't seem to work in English. Not as well. It doesn't flow. It's super like what to say? Not smooth. My brain. My brain. Whatever, man. Kaburagi-san's self-assured tone made me feel extremely safe. Da, 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 da. So first of all, this is just no. We're not doing that one. I felt an incredible sense of security. An incredible sense of security from Kaburagi-san's self-assured tone. Super safe. Incredibly reassured. I might be onto something here. Incredibly convinced, consoled. PC Master Race. No. incredibly reassured by Kaburagi-san's. And then let's do self-confident. Confidence. Yep, let's do confident. I felt incredibly reassured. Felt incredibly reassured by Kaburagi-san's confident tone. It was super. It was an incredible sense of security. Super dependable. I kind of want to do like a sort of like funny thing. She was. I'm really struggling over this line, aren't I? Really wasting time here, man. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. It especially happens in these sort of like more fun lines. Fun lines that are more just done with a bit of tongue in cheek in it, and it's just sort of like, how do I do the same in English? How do I do the same in English? I felt incredibly reassured by Kaburagi-san's confident tone. I knew I could count on her. I knew I could count on her. Super reliable. I'm trying to think of something memey. I don't know why. My brain is just working that way. It's sort of like 100%, you know, like online reviews. Yeah. Like for a restaurant, 100% would go again, something like that. That's not something you say of a person. It's not something you can always say out of a person. Yeah, I am looking for a sort of idiomatic phrase like I can count on her, but I don't know. Let's see how it looks. Let's put it on and see how it looks. Gold standard of friends. Gold standard. 100% would rely again. No. No. That's so dumb. No, actually, that sounds so dumb. It just might work. So dumb. Would Sago say this? He actually would, I feel like. Okay, let's keep it. Let's keep it. how much easier? Okay. つく読み結成ソールの時に冠城さんがサポートしてくれたら何倍も楽だったんだろうな。We had her help during the つく読みduring the whole thing with つく読み things would have surely have been a whole heck of a time better. No, what is this sentence? Whoa, what happened to my grammar? Fuck. If we had her help during the whole, things would have gone so much easier. So much easier. I know that's そういうわけにもいかなかったのは分かっていても想像してしまう。I know that's not how it would have worked. I know that's not how it should have gone. I know we couldn't have. It couldn't be arranged. I know it couldn't be arranged, but I just couldn't help thinking about it. But I just couldn't help thinking about it. That's gonna be the end of the sentence. We are working on the first half. This is the second half. It's a checked thing because that's a straightforward part. So much easier. Would have gone so much easier. There are reasons, circumstances forbade it. Forbade. Precluded it. I know, it couldn't have happened. If we had her help during the whole Tsukuyumi, things would have gone so much easier. I know, that's not... I know we couldn't have. I know she couldn't have. I know, there were all those reasons why she couldn't, but... There were all those reasons why she couldn't, but... Yeah, something like that. そういうわけにもいかなかった。We couldn't very well have it. So, yeah, it's sort of like that. Reasons why she couldn't. 想像してしまう. I couldn't help. I just couldn't help thinking about it. You know, the last part is straightforward and simple. Alright, let's move on. I'm pretty satisfied with how this one is turning out. アーティファクトは一つなのだから、どの道アーティファクトは一つなのだから、どの道最後は争奪戦になるわ。There's only one artifact, so artifact. Why is it artifact? Artifact. So it's going to turn into a. So they will still be scrambling. So they will still be scrambling for it in the end. それはまあでも罠は簡単に突破されるんだろう。I mean, yes, but the traps, they'll get through. Everything we've prepared. They'll break through everything we prepared. 簡単に easily break through. They'll easily break through everything we've prepared. I kind of feel like instead of using they'll easily break through, I want an idiom at the end of it. They'll break through everything we prepared like a piece of cake. Not quite the right word here because a piece of cake is like it's a piece of cake. Maybe? Piece of cake. What are the other options? What are these? Piece of my wish? Google. Something like that, maybe. Maybe I'll reveal it in post. We will see. So, ne, they will indeed. Yeah. So, ne. Again, you know, it's sort of one of those things where, like, it's a super simple sentence in Japanese, but you could translate any billion number of ways in English, right? Because it's basically an expression of agreement. That's all it is, you know. So, maybe something like that. They will. They sure will. Yeah, that might be better. Might be better. Yep. Let's go that. 頑張って作ったんだけどな. I worked so hard on them though. Don't you just feel sad for Sago here? Oh, 悲しい. 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 So sad. So sad. Is there a way to make this funnier? So sad. In Japanese, this is written years ago, maybe like 1 or 2 years ago, because it just is, right? Because this is still only volume 4 of volume 8. But if this was written nowadays, I can probably assure you the author would have written PN. Just because it's funnier. I really want to also write PN. But no, that's not how it goes. Is there like a funny meme thing for like something that's sad? Somebody that's sad? Let's see if there's anybody who's translated PN. What is PN? Pound. There's a better one. There's a pound. Never mind. Sad face. Nah, that seems more tongue-in-cheek, which is not so sad. Yeah, let's leave that as for now. And if I think of anything funnier later on, I'll change it out. お花は残念だけど代わりに会話が面白くなるわ。私はこのルート好きよ。It's too bad about the traps, but in exchange, their conversation will be fun. Wasn't PN #1 trending new word in Japan? Could be. They used it a lot. And there was that stupid game that came out, right? That stupid horror game that all the VTubers were playing. Cause I watch VTubers a lot. The stupid game. So like I'm really bad with horror. I'm super bad with horror. Like I have the gaming channel, right? Like Yoshiaki. I'm currently thinking about what game to play, but like I'm super bad with horror. But the PN game, that one I could watch. Because even if they catch you, that stupid yellow blobby thing, it's hilarious. Yeah, this one is so stupid. Anyways, their conversation will in exchange their conversation will be interesting. Will be a lot more interesting. I personally really look forward to this route. 私はこのルート好きよ。So, the more direct will be, I like this route, right? But like, it hasn't actually happened yet. So, you'll have to look forward to this. So I personally really look forward to this route. So here it says route as in, sort of like garge, like gal games and like dating sims. I think that's a word for it. Dating sims. They call these like routes, right? Like if you go on this character's route and like this character's route, they call them routes, and that sort of works in Japan now because everybody knows about garge. In English though, I look forward to this route is maybe not the best way to say it. To this pattern. Direction. Something like that. Then he just repeats kaiwa, so just their conversation. 解説するより実際に見た方がいいわね。時間戻すわ。So, rather than explaining it, I think it would be better to just see it for yourself. I'm restoring time now. Did that count as horror? You terrible. How dare you? It was horror. It was horror. They were walking around in a dark place and had to use a flashlight and you're being chased around by shit. That's horror. In my book, that is horror. That is how bad I am with horror, okay? That is horror. I consider that. Screw you. 時間の流れが元に戻り、アマテラスとつくよみが交渉が始まる。Time resumed, flowing. And the clock started ticking again. Time resumed. Time returned to normal. And time returned to normal. And the negotiations between Amaterasu and Tsukuyomi resumed. So here, 交渉が始まる. So the negotiations began, right? But they're not beginning. They sort of started at the end of last time because Chris was like, no, you know, I can read the future. Like, no, you don't want to do this to me. So technically that's a start. So I'm not going to say start here. I'm going to say resumed. よくわからんが、冠城さんが京都ルートでも面白くなるというなら面白くなるのだろう。I didn't quite get it yet, but since Kaburagi-san seemed so sure that things were still going to remain interesting as is, then I am sure. But since she seemed so sure that things were still going to remain interesting as is, but Kaburagi-san's word was more than good enough for me. Whoa, we totally met. What? Her word was the singular. What? Her words were more than. No, I don't mean her words were good, more than good. I mean like her word. Like she gave her word that it's gonna be interesting. Sometimes it's autocorrect. So what we did with this sentence, right? In Japanese, it's 冠城さんが面白くなると言うなら面白くなる. So it's like because she said so, because she said it's gonna be interesting, I'm sure it's going to be interesting. But why I didn't do that in English? Because this is in present tense. It doesn't seem to flow as well in past tense, I don't think. But because she said so, I knew it was so. Because she said it was going to be interesting, I knew it was going to be interesting. See, it doesn't. When it's short, like because she said so, I knew it to be so. That's sort of fine. But when you elaborate it, when you sort of replace the word so with what you're actually talking about, because she said it was going to be interesting, I knew it was going to be interesting. It sort of gets repetitive. So instead, we basically just did this, you know, like because she said it's good, because she said it's gonna be good. So with the word, with the word, we sort of combined all of that into this one word, and then say, you know, to sort of get the same idea. Basically, she said so, I knew it to be so. So here is she gave her word, and that's good enough for me. 正直対立ルートに行ってほしいが、共闘ルートを見守ることにする. Honestly speaking, I would have wanted them to remain continue competing with each other. 共闘ルートを見守ることにする. Well, one way to sort of resolve the past tense, present tense thing is if you really want to use present tense, you turn it into a personal thought. That's what we're doing here. Personal speaking, prefer to have them competing with each other. But alright, let's see how this plays out. そう、正直対立ルートに行ってほしい。So honestly speaking, I prefer to have them competing with each other, but 見守ることにする。To look over something, right? To oversee something, right? So instead, in English, we would just say, I would see how it plays out. So technically, that's 見守る。Okay, I do note that we only have 10 minutes left. Let's see about finishing this this part, maybe this part. Let's see how it goes. 未来予知？本当かよ。じゃあ、俺が次何言うか当ててみろよ。Can't read the future? 本当かよ。Okay, 本当かよ。There's a lot of doubt in this really, really short sentence. Like, really? And guess what I'm going to say next. Really? Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job. Really? You can read the future. Really? And guess what I'm gonna say next. Yeah, okay. Nice. 今は無理。疲れてるから。I can't now. I'm tired. I can't now. I'm like I'm like tired. Ha! This sucks it. Ha! I knew it. 翔太君は鼻で笑い。霊気を伸ばし、クリスの忍者消息の橋を凍らせ始める。追い詰められた忍者は洞窟の壁まで下がれるだけ下がって白状し始めた。鼻で笑う is this is a Japanese thing, isn't it? Laughed scornfully. Yeah, okay. Thank you for that. Reached out for the hashi of her costume, for the edge of her costume, for the edge of Chris's ninja costume with his cold air. 追い詰められた忍者は洞窟の壁まで。Been figuratively backed into a corner. I wanted to play some. I wanted to do a little wordplay with driven to the figurative driven to the wall, and then here she's literally backing up to the wall, and then she begins to confess, right? Started confessing everything. Let's see this sentence. The ninja who had been figuratively driven to the wall literally backed up against the cave wall. Driven to the figurative wall. backed up against the literal cave wall and started confessing everything. Yeah, that's all right. That's not too bad. Not too bad. All right. So there's only 5 minutes left. That is not enough to get through the rest of this paragraph, so we will call it quits here for today. Thank you for watching. Really, thank you very much for watching. And that's it for today. This chapter will go up on the website next Saturday, as always. So look forward to it. And I wish you guys a wonderful rest of the day, no matter where you are. Cheers.